Hello, and welcome back to the Cracking FAANG YouTube channel. Today we're going to be solving Leetcode problem 339, Nested List Weight Sum. You are given a nested list of integers, nested list. Each element is either an integer or a list whose elements may also be integers or other lists. The depth of an integer is the number of lists that is inside of it. For example, the nested list 1, 2, 2, 3, 2, 1 has each integer's value set to its depth. Return the sum of each integer in nested list multiplied by its depth. Let's look at an example. So we know that the base depth is going to be 0, but every time we see a nested parenthesis, the depth increases by 1. So everything inside of this first parenthesis is at depth 1. And we can see that the things inside of it are going to be 1, 1, 2, and then another 1, 1. So 2 is the only top level element at this level, and then we have two sets of nested parentheses. So that means that this is going to be whatever the parent level is, plus 1. So since everything inside of here is 1, level 1, that means that its depth of this one must be 2. And this one as well, the elements inside must be at depth 2. So let's look at what that is. So there's 4 1s at depth 2. So that's 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. That's going to be 4. And then it's at depth 2. So we get 8. And then we have 1 lonely 2 at depth 1. So depth 1 times 2 is going to be 2. And then we add this, we get 10. So that's where they get 10 from. What about 1, 4, 6? So we can see that the 1 is at depth 1. There's another nested parenthesis. So that means this 4 is at depth 2. And then the 6 is inside another nested, bracket. So it's going to be at depth 3. So when we do the math, so 1 times 1, 1, we're going to get level 2 times 4. This is going to be 8. Then we get 3 times 16. This is going to be 18. And if we add these all up, that's going to be 27. So that's how we get our solution. So pretty straightforward and pretty intuitive to do it if you were to basically do it manually. But how are we going to do this in code? Because obviously we can't just do it by just talking through it. We actually have to code up a solution. So what we want to do is we actually want to use a breadth first search for this, or you could use a depth first search. I prefer to use breadth first search because I don't want to worry about Stack Overflow, but we're going to do it with a BFS. And the way that we're going to do that is we're going to pretend that this is basically a tree where each level represents the, items that are on that level, and then we can traverse through the levels in a sort of breadth first search manner, even though we're not really building a tree or a graph. So what I mean by this is that we're going to make a queue out of this data structure here that's given to us. And what we want to do is we're going to have our items in the queue, and we're going to pop them one by one, from the left. So we're going to pop our first item, and we're going to see that it's actually a nested list, right? It's not going to be just an integer, it's going to be a list. So what we want to do is, instead of processing this now and trying to do it, what we want to do is actually just add it to the back of our queue, and then we'll process it when we actually get to the second level. So our queue starts out as 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, and then we obviously process this one, and then we put it at the back of the queue because we're going to process it when we get to the second level. Then we process the 2, and we see that it's just an integer, so we can add it times its depth to our final solution. So our answer, starts at 0, and then we're going to add 2 to it. And then we're going to process this last one here. We're going to pop it out of the queue, but then again, we're going to see that it needs to be processed again. So we're going to add the elements to the back of our queue. And actually, they're not going to be as lists. We're just going to add, the values from the list. So that means that after our first iteration through the queue, similar to how we would, do a level order traversal, our queue will now have 1, 1, 1, 1. And now we're going to have a variable to keep track of the depth we're at. So our depth variable will essentially be equal to 2 because now we're on the second level. And we can now, since all of these are integers inside of the queue here, what we can do is just multiply them across. So we have, 2 times 2, and then we have 2 times 2, 2 times 2, 2 times 2, and in the end we get 8, and then we add our 2 from the beginning and we get 10, and that's how we're going to solve it. Essentially what we want to do is we're going to process our elements of the queue, and we're going to, in the same way we do a level order traversal, we're only going to process however big the queue is at that iteration. For every element in the queue, if it's a list, we just want to add it to the back of the queue for further processing on the next level. because obviously we need to unnest the values. If it's just an integer, we just want to add it to the answer, multiplying it by whatever the current depth is, and then we just do that for basically while, you know, we get rid of all the nested items. So every time we see a nested list, we're not just going to put the nested list back in there, because then we just get caught in an infinite cycle. What we want to do is actually just put the elements from the nested list into our queue as items. We don't want to actually just put the list back, because we'll get an infinite cycle. So if that's confusing, don't worry. We're actually just going to go to the code editor. We're going to type this out, and it should be really simple. I think it's only about 10 lines of code, so it's really not that bad. I'll see you in the editor. Okay, we're in the code editor. Let's write the code. So we're going to need a few variables to help us keep track of our calculation here. And the first is going to be the current depth, which is always going to start at 1, and our current result, which is initially going to be 0, right? We haven't summed anything, so it's just 0. Now, remember that I said we need a queue here. So let's set this up. We're going to say this is going to be our queue, and we're going to slap the nested list in there. And that will basically just spread out the elements on that first level for us. So we have our queue set up with our elements. Now we just need to process it, and this is going to follow the pretty standard, you know, breadth first search template that we've used in a lot of videos so far. So we're going to say while queue, we're going to say, all right, we need to process everything on this level, and the way that we're going to do that is we're going to say whatever the length of the queue is, that's how many elements we want to process in this current iteration of the while loop. We're going to say for blank in range lang queue, and we're going to say, okay, the current element is going to be queue.popleft. And basically we want to say if the current value is an integer, then we want to just add it to our result by multiplying its value by the current depth. So we're going to say if cur. So what you don't see here, actually I deleted it from the, maybe I'll bring it back. Let me just reset this. The nested list class, and I got rid of it because it's kind of hard to see with all this stuff here. The nested list class has an is-integer method. It has an add method, which we're not actually going to use. I'm going to get rid of this because we don't need it. We have set integer, we don't need this. Get integer and get list. So this will actually get the values for us because it doesn't quite work like a normal list. So I'm going to just paste back what we had so far. And okay, so if the current number dot is integer, so if the current number is an integer, then what we want to do is just add it to our result. So we're going to say res plus equals to cur.get integer times the depth, and that will give us processing that current integer. Otherwise, if it's not an integer, obviously there's only integers and lists, so if it's not an integer, it must be a list. So what we can do is, remember, we have to put that entire list back into the queue for further processing, and we want to spread out all of the elements in there. So we're going to say queue.extend. So extend, if you don't know, takes an iterable and places it at the back of the queue. If we just did append, it would actually just append the list, which is not what we want, because we actually, remember, we want to spread out the elements. Otherwise, we're just going to get caught in an infinite cycle, because we're just going to keep hitting the list, and then we're just going to be putting it back and never actually getting anywhere. We need to actually spread out the elements inside of that level. So that's why we use extend. So we're going to say queue.extend cur.getList, so that we'll get the list, and that's all we need to do. So once we finish processing our level, obviously we then need to move on to the next level. So we're going to say depth plus equals to 1, and that will increase the depth, and then we're going to process whatever the next level in the queue is for however long until we basically run out of elements to process, and at which point we're done. We can simply return our result. Let me just run code here, make sure no syntax errors. Cool. And just submit this, and we can see that it works. So what is the time and space complexity here? Well, we need to process all the elements of our list here, and we need to process them regardless of whether or not they're nested list. It doesn't really matter. We still need to process n elements, where n is the total number of, I guess, items that we need to sum, and we just need to take into account the actual depth, but this is still going to be a big O of n solution. Remember, this is a breadth first search. Breadth first searches are usually big O of n. And obviously, since it's a breadth first search, our space complexity is also going to be big O of n. where in the worst case we just end up storing all the elements which are on that first level. So basically it wouldn't even be like a nested list of lists, it would just be a list of integers, in which case our queue is going to end up storing everything. So actually, I mean, we even initialize the queue with the entirety of the data structure that's given to us in the beginning, so obviously queue is going to end up storing all of those elements anyway. So that is why it's big O of n in the time and big O of n in the space. Pretty straightforward, not the craziest of problems, although it's quite a popular interview question, so you should definitely know this one. And knowing the breadth first search template is also good for you to know. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and a comment. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. Sorry, I cannot speak English today. I don't know what's going on with me. If you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to the channel. I have a lot more content coming up, so make sure you subscribe and you don't miss those videos. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.